Right now, I'm a principal associate at the Annenberg Institute for School Reform, which is here at Brown University. I have been in the field of education since I graduated in 2000, and I taught when I came out as an undergraduate. I taught right away for 5 years in the South Bronx, high school social studies. And then I went back to graduate school for my administrative credential. I am certified to be a high school principal. I have not used that certification, but I also went into a doctoral program right after my master's in education at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And I'm finishing up there this year after 8 years. And I have been at the Annenberg Institute for the past 2 years. And we support, or my role is to support youth and community organizations, parent organizations, to engage in school reform efforts in their own communities. And so we support them with research and policy work, and also strategy and leadership development. I work in education, and I think the most, not to sound too cliche, the most rewarding moments in my career have been with working with young people and working with students. And I think now with Facebook, I get a lot of rewarding moments all the time. And former students I'm still connected to. I taught high school students when I was straight out of Brown, and so we're not that far apart in age. So I have former students who have families and former students who are getting their own advanced degrees, and just getting those updates. And all of that is actually really, really rewarding. I just had a former student who was Brown class of 2009 reach out to me about bringing her little sister to come look at Brown, and they're gonna come visit, and we can catch up. And so those moments are really the best for me when I'm connecting with the students that I taught. So teaching is certainly the most amazing, rewarding job that I've done, and it's also the most challenging, insanely difficult job that I've done. And just a few months into my first year teaching, I sat down with my principal. This was before Thanksgiving. And I said to him, this is not going to work. I can't do this. I'm a horrible teacher. I don't think any of the students are learning from me. And you're going to have to find a new social studies teacher after the holidays. And I was that was my speech for him. And I was on the verge of tears for the entire conversation. And he kind of talked me off the ledge, and basically gave me some support in the classroom from a veteran teacher who came and helped me out. And I made it through that year and 4 more, and loved it. But that first year teaching was just very difficult. You're not sleeping enough. It's emotional. I was very young. I was 22. I just had, it was the first time living on my own, and so there were a ton of challenges coming out. But my roommate actually told me that I couldn't pass judgment on a career in teaching from the first year, because it's the most difficult year. So if it's only going to get better, how can you quit at that point? And so that was actually good advice, and I stuck with it. I think one piece of advice that might sound a little weird is to make plans, but then don't be afraid to not stick to your plan. So if you asked me 10 years ago if I thought I'd be doing what I'm doing now on a whole bunch of different levels, I would have laughed and said, no, that's probably not what I'd be doing. And even 5 years ago, I don't know if I knew what I was going to do. So as planful as you want to be about your career, and as sort of intentional as you want to be about the decisions you make, you also have to be open to new directions and have an open mind, and realize you have a lot of working years in your life. And that's one thing that I think I've realized recently. God willing, I have 30 plus more years of work in me, and I can do a whole lot of different things in that. And it doesn't have to happen in any particular order. It doesn't have to happen with any set plan. And so I think just being open and taking advantage of the opportunities that can come your way is really key.